go into those today. Instead, I'd like to address why I believe this is wrong for all the children in our state. To standardize and mandate a one-size-fits-all curriculum to all cities and towns in the state with a diversity of community needs will eliminate the ability for each city and town to provide the appropriate sexual education that is needed to meet the unique needs of their community. A good example is I live in Marblehead, and the children and young adults in my town have a very different demographic than the children in our close town of Lynn, and therefore they have different needs based on their age appropriateness of what they've been exposed to. And that means that they're not going to, the things that they're going to be exposed to are not going to be experienced as early as the children in Lynn. Since our schools are meant to support parenting and not undermine it, it is constitutionally imperative that the state government restrain itself from over-involvement, especially when unnecessary. These bills will take away parental rights and school rights in every district to teach the unique health needs of the children in their towns in a way that supports the parents' estimation of what age appropriateness is for their children. For example, these bills will expose the children of Marblehead to subjects and sexual acts at a much earlier age than what we as parents feel is in the best interest of our children. The reality is that our children are not being introduced to sex acts and scenarios as early as the children in Lynn. But this curriculum casts such a large net that it will require exposing young children from each end of the spectrum of experiences to the default position of those that have had to grow up fast. It's not pretty that this is how it is, but it is reality. And instead of looking at possible unfairness in this reality, let's instead be thankful for and support the innocence of children where we can. To expose young children to information based on some panel's opinion of what age appropriateness is and things that they may not be ready for, and to force our schools to have to deliver such information by means of a mandate is in violation of the intent our founders had for the role of government in the lives of citizens. These bills, if passed, will violate the constitutional rights of the citizens of Massachusetts to have the freedom to raise our children with as much protection of innocence and as much autonomy of moral guidance as we the parents believe is best for our children. Sex ed is an objective course. It's not like math or science, and it has an aspect of morality that's intrinsic to it. So parents should not be mandated to have their children participate. E.O. Wilson once said that we're drowning in information, but we are starving for wisdom. And I feel like to be giving children more and more information at younger and younger ages without giving them a moral compass to that information is really starving them of wisdom and leading them down a path that is going to end up ultimately being to their detriment instead of to their benefit. So thank you very much for your consideration, and I once again oppose House Bill 339, 448, and Senate Bill 265.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience during this one. So we just want to move on House 366. We're going to close that hearing likewise with Senate 248.
Excuse me? Yes. Can I just go on record in agreement with what she did, Janet Aldridge and Hamilton? Okay. Thank you.
The Bridges Program County, House 448 and Senate 265 with the Green Bill. We have several folks in the for and against, so we're going to start with our first panel, which is comprised of Brooke Guthrie, Daphne Lovato, and Dan Kylie. Just so you know who's on deck after that, we're from Megan Costello and Danny Milford.
And on the free world, I understand the financial impact to this building.